It's the biggest, loudest, and most important event of the year for the video game industry.
It's E3 2004, and we're bringing you all of today's gaming news from the show floor.
And it's coming up right now on G4 at E3. Welcome to G4's coverage of E3 2004, where the entire video game industry has gathered for 3 days of sensory overload.
We're bringing you the big stories from the show each day, whether it's Nintendo's unveiling of a new handheld or EA showing off its wares, we've got it all.
But first, the Xbox squad kicks things off with a big announcement. Last year, the buzz at the Microsoft pre-E3 press conference was over the Halo 2 presentation. This year, Halo 2 was still a topic of conversation, but so was a little company called Electronic Arts, which used a few familiar faces for a big announcement.
Tonight, we're going to show you how we're leading in software and in services. We're going to show you how we're leading in the innovation of new games.
I know there's one game on everybody's mind right now.
Yes, sir.
So let's end all of the suspense. Let's talk about Halo 2.
I thought I'd give you a brief tutorial about the latest battlefield tactics and technology. If you see an opponent with one of these, you'd better take him down quick. And one of the best ways to do that is dual wielding. The right trigger fires my SMG, and the left fires my Needler, which actually in Halo 2 is worth picking up. If you let an enemy get too close, oh, take it! To board a vehicle, just approach a stopped or slowly moving one. From the back or front, press X. This is so fun, we do this all day. All the vehicles in Halo 2 are destructible.
November the 9th, the moment Xbox Nation's been waiting for, and yes, that is 2004.
We must work together to expand with services like Xbox Live, to provide people with amazing new social and community games.
Listen up, X-Heads. Recognize this voice? Sure you do.
Now this is going to change the game.
Finally, the whole EA Sports lineup is coming to Xbox Live.
And now, let me introduce you to the EA Sports team live. Representing NBA Live, Carmelo Anthony. Representing Madden NFL Football, Marshall Falk. And finally, representing Fight Night, the greatest of all time.
There's a changing of the guard in the industry. Yesterday's rules are a part of the past. As it has in the past, innovation will vanquish the status quo in the marketplace of ideas. Xbox is moving to side with innovation. We hope you'll join us.
While Microsoft and EA had their share of celebrities at the Xbox event, Sony also had a big name at its own press conference, but it's not even a foot tall. In addition to unveiling its first mobile gaming device, Sony also had news of a price cut.
We're here to announce today that effective immediately, PlayStation 2 is now available for $149. We know through our platform plans that the online evolution and game development will be a critical path towards building a bridge from this platform to the next. In fact, by year end, we will have more than 100 online titles on PlayStation 2. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the latest addition to the PlayStation family, PlayStation Portable. What is PlayStation Portable? It is a handheld video game system that offers 3D CG games incorporating high-quality, full-motion video similar to PlayStation 2. It is a totally new play experience. It also has the ability to deliver high-quality movies, music, and video, as well as other forms of digital entertainment content through one central device. It is based on a new optical disc medium developed by Sony called Universal Media Disc, or UMD. It incorporates wireless technology that will allow for new types of consumer interaction while gaming, as well as a multitude of opportunities for downloadable entertainment content, a first in this industry.
Right now, more than 100 of EA's best engineers, designers, and artists are doing early work for this system. When PlayStation Portable debuts next spring, EA will have a minimum of 4 titles supporting the launch.
As you can see, we have a lot of really new and exciting things in store for the future.
There's much more to come from the E3 show floor. Nintendo had big news for gamers with new looks for familiar faces and their own unveiling of a new handheld system.
Plus, there's a stalker coming your way, courtesy of THQ, and we caught a glimpse of it at a pre-E3 shindig. That's coming up when we come back to E3. While Sony was busy showing off its Game Boy Advance killer, Nintendo was unveiling a Game Boy Advance partner, or what some might call their PSP killer. At its pre-E3 press conference, Nintendo's biggest name dropped some news on one of its biggest franchises.
Over the years, I know you've heard a lot of Nintendo people say, we're all about the game. Well, guess what? We are. As this company moves forward, you're going to see more Nintendo games and different Nintendo games, and most importantly, new ways for you to relate to your game. But let me tell you one other thing. This is not a promise for what we're going to do sometime in the future. It's what we're doing right now. What we've talked about today are can't-miss products for Nintendo GameCube and Game Boy Advance. Games you'll be playing very soon. But there's something else in our future. Well, the wait is over. This is Nintendo DS.
The Nintendo DS is really designed with developers in mind. They can do whatever they want, basically. It's the first system that you can really create your interface. With the touch screen, it really opens up new windows. Nintendo DS is backward compatible for Game Boy Advance games. We have a proprietary technology that will allow you to play wirelessly. Then the system will also be Wi-Fi compatible, so you could interact with friends in another state, another time zone. We didn't announce a price for Nintendo DS, and we are saying it will be affordable, and unfortunately that's all we're saying right now. This is something that's new. This is something that's innovative. You haven't seen this before. You haven't played games like this before.
The benefits of DS will be rolling out for months and years following launch. And when will that launch come? We're targeting release of Nintendo DS in both Japan and America this year. I hope you've all enjoyed our program this morning. But before you leave, I'd like you to step inside one more world for Nintendo GameCube.
I'm not Link, but I do know him. Even after 18 years, the Legend of Zelda never stops changing. And this game is no different. In order to grow, Link must not stand still. And neither can I. So, thank you. And goodbye.
THQ is anything but a one-trick pony, whether it's wrestling, a full-on military simulation, or just some good clean fun with a talking sponge. Variety is their middle name. We went to their exclusive pre-E3 party to get a look at 2 games that won't be on the show floor.
Dawn of War is a RTS game set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Primary goal is to bring the brutal frontline combat experience of the Warhammer 40,000 universe to life. Warhammer 40,000 Universe is basically, it's our universe 40,000 years in the future, where effectively humanity is spread across most of the galaxy, and they're just besieged on all sides by aliens and demons and just everything that you could possibly imagine that's nightmarish and horrible. And the only kind of way to keep humanity alive is constant vigilance. And that's really kind of the crux of the whole universe. So it's a very violent, war-torn world.
GSC, the developer, created an alternate future where the area around Chernobyl's still irradiated, but it's full of mutated creatures and strange artifacts, which are what people are really interested in. Well, we're calling it a survival FPS, because we think it combines survival horror action in terms of fear and tension with obvious FPS elements.
The game is centered around one player.
Emergency alert system. In the event of an actual emergency, this system would bring you important information. This test of the emergency alert system is now concluded.
Look who's here, it's Kevin Pereira, and he's taking your questions.
Hey Kevin, do you think you will ever stop getting flagged for that arena stash?
I will never, ever stop getting flack for that damn mustache. It never grew in. I couldn't get this little middle portion right here. And nobody told me it looked ridiculous. And I wore it with pride, and I still look back fondly on that piece of facial hair.
I am so beautiful. Good to see you again.
It's slipping! It's slipping!
Oh, stupid tongues. Excuse me, boys, what are you drinking?
We're drinking Coke.
No, you're not. It says Coke Zero on the bottle.
Do you know why we don't like you, Eyeball?
Why?
Because you are a big, fat liar.
I am not fat. I'm not. Real Coke taste, 0 calories.
In this home, a family grows. Children learn and play. Bonds are built. But before it was a house, it was a detailed drawing on a plan. The bachelor degree program in construction management in the School of Drafting and Design at ITT Technical Institute offers educational opportunities that can help students prepare for challenging and rewarding careers in the construction industry. There's a demand for individuals with knowledge and skills to manage construction projects. The construction industry needs professionals who can oversee construction projects in accordance with the plans and specifications. Thanks to the hard work and dedication of many, this dream became a home. There are still many more to be built. ITT Technical Institute School of Drafting and Design. Education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-372-4052 or visit us on the web.
You're a safe driver. Isn't it about time you got paid for being one?
Only Allstate will send you an actual bonus check worth up to 5% of your premium every 6 months you go without an accident. Call an Allstate agent now or 866-ALLSTATE so you can get the rewards you deserve.
This is not the time to wish you had accident forgiveness.
Now is the time to get accident forgiveness from Allstate. Starting the day you sign up, your rates won't go up just because you have an accident, even if it's your fault. Call 866-ALLSTATE before you drive again.
This is not the time to wish you had better insurance.
You don't have to skimp on quality protection with Allstate. In fact, drivers who switched from Geico to Allstate saved an average of 27%. That's an average of $518 a year. And you don't have to wait for your current policy to expire. Call 866-ALLSTATE.
Can you afford not to be in good hands?
Do you want to own a brand new HP, Dell, or other name brand computer and improve your credit at the same time? If so, Tronics Country says you're approved, guaranteed.
I wanted a new computer, but I couldn't get financed. Then I called Tronics Country. They approved me, delivered my new computer, and are reporting on my credit.
If you have an active checking account and can afford low, flexible payments, you're already approved, guaranteed, for this special offer. There's no credit check, so you won't be turned down.
Electronics Country approved me quickly.
I got instant approval, and it was easy.
Their flexible payment plans made it easy on my budget. And my kids are getting ahead in school.
I've started my own business, and now I'm my own boss.
Call now, and with your paid order, we'll add a free color printer, free MP3 music player, and free LCD TV. You heard right. Free printer, free MP3 player, and free LCD TV. Call now and tell us where you want your brand new computer and free gifts shipped today.
I'm glad I called.
It's exploitative.
Eat it!
It's sensational. It appeals to your basest instincts, and you're gonna watch every minute of it. Introducing Hurl, a bold new take on reality TV. 5 contestants enter an intense eating challenge, then stomach-churning test of stamina. The last one to blow groceries wins a cool $1,000. You're gonna love it, even if you pretend you don't. Hurl starts next Tuesday night at 9, only on G4.
You may not know the name Doug Lowenstein, but he's one of the most important people here. That's because he's the man in charge of the Entertainment Software Association, the company behind the madness of E3. Well, we had the chance to sit down with the man himself to talk about the state of the industry.
It is really hard to believe that it's been 10 years since the inaugural E3 show in May of 1995. And as I was thinking about what was then and what's now, I was struck just by how much really is different. This is the 10th anniversary of the Electronic Entertainment Expo, and it's a chance for us to reflect back on an amazing 10 years. We started this show in 1995, and we really didn't know whether it would succeed or fail. In fact, a lot of people thought it would fail very quickly. And instead, it's turned out to be one of the most successful trade shows in the world. 44 years ago, John Kennedy stood not far from this site and talked about a new frontier of unknown peril and unknown opportunity. And in a sense, obviously he was speaking of much more globally important matters, but he really could have been referring to interactive entertainment today. For we are on the edge of a new frontier, and it is a frontier of unquestioned opportunity, but also of some peril. Our industry is on the edge of this new frontier of gaming, and we also have these great opportunities to push this industry ahead in the next 10 years to truly become the dominant form of entertainment in the 21st century. Another frontier I think we're going to cross in the next decade involves online games. For much of the last decade, of course, we've been hearing that online games are the future. By 2014, the future will have arrived. There are a lot of exciting things that are going to happen. One is the audience is going to continue to grow older. And that's a good thing because it means we're also going to have a more sophisticated and discerning audience. I think we're also going to see an audience that's more mass market oriented. In fact, I think the words of Robert Hunter as sung by the Grateful Dead really do sum up much of my feelings and emotions of the last 10 years. Sometimes the light's all shining on me. Other times I can barely see. Lately, it occurs to me what a long, strange trip it's been.
You know, Sarah, I think it's interesting. He talks about the future of online gaming. Well, we're already seeing TV ratings are decreasing because more people are going online and playing it when they get home at prime time, 7 o'clock at night.
And the irony of that is, so we as TV hosts of a gaming show could be out of a job. Kind of unfair. At last year's Tokyo Game Show, Square Enix introduced Japan to new installments in the Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts franchises. At their pre-E3 press conference at Walt Disney Concert Hall, they introduced them to America, along with a few new titles.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Square Enix E3 2004 press conference. Today we are presenting our exciting E3 lineup.
Wonderful content does not require words to explain it. If I am to say one thing, I believe Final Fantasy XII is kin to an extremely exquisite silverwork.
The Fullmetal Alchemist is a series shown in a comic magazine published by Square Enix. This is a story of two brothers who have committed a crime. They had to pay a price for this. One loses his left leg and right hand, and the younger brother loses his whole body. They then set out to find the Philosopher's Stone to regain all that they've lost.
It's been 5 years since we have presented Musashi, and it's good to be back.
Kingdom Hearts 2 starts 2 years after the original. There were many mysteries that were left unresolved, and these will be resolved, and many characters will meet up once again. However, there will also be new characters incorporated.
And that concludes our press event today.
When it comes to big names in the industry, they don't get any bigger than Electronic Arts. Whether it's an update to an N64 classic or a new adventure from The Lord of the Rings, EA has a little something for everyone.
GoldenEye Rogue Agent. It is a first-person shooter, much in the spirit of the original GoldenEye. This time we're taking players onto the dark side of the Bond underworld. You get to play a villain. It's all about being the ultimate villain in the Bond universe. The AI is actually motion-based. That's where the E in evil comes from. And by playing like a villain, you can actually manipulate their emotions. They'll fight very aggressively from cover. They'll pull death trap switches. They'll behave in a believable but unpredictable way.
The Lord of the Rings: The Third Age is the first ever console RPG based on the Lord of the Rings fiction. You control an original party of characters taken from the films and go on an adventure that runs parallel and, in a sense, in the wake of the Fellowship. It encompasses moments from the films across the entire trilogy, from Fellowship of the Ring through Return of the King.
So Battlefield 2 is the successor to Battlefield 1942, which was Game of the Year. Battlefield franchise has sold over 3 million units worldwide so far. And so basically what we're doing in the next coming year is releasing Battlefield 2, which will happen in the modern era. So it's basically bringing the Battlefield franchise up to date and changing new gameplay into the modern era. So we've created a whole new rendering engine, a whole new audio engine, as well as adding things like ragdoll physics and material penetration.
Battlefield Modern Combat's all-out war on the consoles. It's for the PS2 and the Xbox. We have 24 players that can play at any given time. We have 30 vehicles. We have 70 weapons. It's just a crazy battle. We have Apache helicopters. We have Little Bird helicopters. We have Abrams tanks. We have T-98 tanks. We have speedboats. I mean, you name it. We have most of the military vehicles that you see on CNN or anything else.
With the success of Knights of the Old Republic and a sequel on the way, there's no doubt that the LucasArts booth is one of the most crowded at this year's E3.
Star Wars Republic Commando is a squad-based first-person shooter, and it's the first squad-based FPS where your squad is the ultimate weapon in your arsenal. The way we do that is we feature what we call our one-touch squad control system, and that means we're making it really easy to make this a very powerful squad experience. With the touch of one button, you can command your squad, and they'll intuitively obey your commands, react to the situations at hand.
So Star Wars Knights of the Republic 2, The Sith Lords, takes place about 5 years after the events of the first game. You'll start the game off and you'll realize the galaxy's in really bad shape. There's several Sith Lords that are hunting you, as well as hundreds of Sith assassins trying to find your character. It's an epic storyline. It's one of the great things about this series is that we have the ability to really make people feel like they're in this huge environment and a huge universe, and that's similar to the movies, but it's all the own story that the player makes up.
For years, you've been watching the crazy action of the Star Wars universe through the perspective of Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia. Now we bring you a new game where you get to play those battles, those insane battles in the Star Wars universe from the perspective of a normal foot soldier, just an everyday Star Wars foot soldier. And you can play them any way you want. You can jump into vehicles, you can decide who you're going to kill, what type of trooper you're going to use. It's totally insane.
Mercenaries for PlayStation 2 and Xbox, it's being developed by Pandemic Studios. They're a company that's on fire right now. It's what we like to call Playground of Destruction. It's a big, open environment. It's anyone who's ever played with army toys, this is the game for you. We've got 52 separate missions, each corresponding with a card and a deck of most wanted folks. So you start with the two of clubs, which is the easiest, and you work all your way up to the ace of spades. The PlayStation 2 looks amazing and beautiful. Sony said it's one of the best looking PS2 games to come down the pike. The Xbox version looks even better.
Is it glamorous being a host of X-Play? Well, my definition of glamour definitely allows it to be very glamorous. You know, they give me a chair to sit in, and there's some air conditioning most of the time, and ever so often I get to play games. It's a step up from being a banker.
From the producers of Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, 6 interlocking stories, 6 celebrated directors, 1 groundbreaking masterpiece. It's over. Batman Gotham Knight, now on DVD and Blu-ray.
If warm chicken tastes good and cold crunchy veggies taste good, wouldn't a warm chicken, cold crunchy salad taste good? Introducing the new salads with warm chicken from Wendy's. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
I enjoyed getting the matches, waking up in the morning and, going to my inbox, and it was like a scratch-off lottery ticket is the way I described it. With Anne-Marie and I, we both were like, I was so excited when I saw your profile. I wanted to kind of get to that communication. It was just easy. Everything just flowed. It was almost like we knew each other, but we just hadn't seen each other. Anne-Marie is the absolute best. I mean, as long as I have her, that's it.
Log on and review your matches for free. eHarmony.com.
Alex Klein is a real Geico customer, not a paid celebrity. So to help tell his story, we hired that guy who does those funny sound effects.
My car was totaled over 1,000 miles from home. So I called Geico. And in less than 10 business hours, I got a check for a new car.
Geico. Real service, real savings.
Opportunities are everywhere. Be ready with new pocket-size Axe Bullet.
Here at the phone company, you've been our customer for a long time. Now Vonage wants to change all that.
Well, over 2 million people have already joined Vonage.
Oh, really? Don't they miss having phone service?
Actually, with Vonage, you get the #1 rated digital phone service with unlimited local and long-distance calls. And now, for a limited time, you can get Vonage for just $9.95 per month for the first 3 months. That's right, just $9.95 for 3 months. What do you charge?
It's simple, really. It starts with different basic rates, long-distance fees, and of course, different packages have different features. And some actually, I got some charts back in my office.
Vonage has over 25 features, and they're included for no extra charge. All this for just $9.95 per month for 3 months. One low rate with savings up to $300 a year. Can your phone service do that? Don't take my word for it. Listen to his former customers.
For me, Vonage is everything I want in a phone service.
It's dependable. It's perfect.
No nickels and dimes like the phone company. No hidden fees, no sticker shock when you get your bill each month.
I have no complaints. I'm like, woohoo!
Okay, so Vonage has great service at a great price, but making a change is hard. And for over 100 years, the only thing we've changed is...
Your prices?
Get Vonage for only $9.95 per month for the first 3 months. Enjoy clear digital phone sound quality using your high-speed internet connection. And setting up Vonage is easy. Or if you don't have time, we can come to your house and do it for you. And with Vonage, you get to keep your number for life.
At Vonage, you'll always talk to a real person, no matter when you call. But what happens if you try to reach those guys after hours?
You have reached us after business hours. But your call is very important to us.
Please call back.
Goodbye.
Call 1-800-576-9691. That's 1-800-576-9691 or go online to startvonage.com.
In 6 days, it's E3 08 Live. Next Gen is here, but who will shape the future? G4 hits the floor to find out. With live daily news updates, over 30 live hands-on demos, including Gears of War 2, Fallout 3, Resident Evil 5. Plus, the Big 3 press conference is brought to you commercial-free. E3 08 Live. Week-long coverage starts Monday at 1. Only on G4.
Welcome to G4's coverage of E3 2004, where the entire video game industry has gathered for 3 days of sensory overload. I'm Sarah Backhouse.
And I'm Patrick Clark. From the latest innovations in game technology to the newest mobile gaming systems, we've got a little bit of everything.
But first, we're checking in with Mario and friends at one of E3's biggest booths. Year in, year out, Nintendo's booth on the show floor has always been a sight to behold. If not for the games on display, then for the sheer size of the area the company occupies. Whether it's familiar faces or brand spanking new ones, Nintendo has plenty to show this year.
What we're excited about first is the launch of DS. We've unveiled it here today, actually yesterday, for E3. DS has 2 screens. In addition, it has wireless capability. It has voice recognition capability. It handles new games with up to 1 gigabyte of data. So it really transforms gameplay. It takes gaming to a whole new level.
This is the DS Metroid Prime Hunter. This game takes the Nintendo Prime, or excuse me, the Metroid Prime game and expands it by including a multiplayer wireless connectivity game. The same kind of 3D engine that people are used to with Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes is coming out November 15th. I'm really excited for this game. Samus visits this new planet, and when she gets there, she finds the planet's been split into a dark and a light half. So there's a dark world and a light world. One of the things that's brand new to this game is a multiplayer feature. And you have up to 4-player multiplayer. And what's different about it, of course, is that you get to play in the Metroid universe as a different colored Samus, using all of her weapons and abilities, which makes for a great, fun, interactive multiplayer game.
Zelda is going to be a traditional Link game, meaning it's puzzles, it's mystery, it's solving the patterns to progress through the game. What's different with our new Zelda is that it's going to be Link in a more grown-up 3D format, which is taking the show by storm. What we're trying to do at this E3 is 3 things. First, get everyone excited about the potential for DS, which we think is unprecedented. Second, get people focused on the business today on both GameCube and Game Boy Advance in terms of the software, the new products we're launching. And then thirdly, really show the industry that Nintendo is here to grow.
If you've ever played a game that has the word Sim in it in its title, whether it's Sim City or Sim Tower, the chances are good that Will Wright has had something to do with it. We caught up with Wright to talk about the latest installation in the Sims universe, The Sims 2, and The Urbs.
The Sims 2 we've tried to keep it very approachable so people who played The Sims 1 can still go right into it and play like The Sims 1. But we've tried to give it much deeper gameplay. The Sims have much deeper personality, needs, motivations. Plus, more of the game is customizable. You can customize the neighborhood. You can customize the Sims at a very deep level. Their genetics, the clothes they wear, the items they buy. Well, the whole point of The Sims is that the players create the setting. And so we tried to look at every aspect of the game where they could be more involved in creating the backstory or the environment. So, for instance, they can create their own neighborhoods now. They can create terrain in Sim City and import it into The Sims and then customize it at the neighborhood level. They can customize the furniture, the Sims' clothes, and the personalities of the Sims. So they can tell also much deeper multi-generational stories between the Sims. The Sims now, they actually grow up very smoothly in different stages. They go from a baby to a toddler to a child to a teenager. At every level, they have different needs, different personality. Depending on how you play them, they can actually develop wants and fears. And so if you give them a traumatic childhood, they're going to need therapy as an adult. They can, be screwed up as a child. And they also, when they have kids, the genetics is carried down through the family. The Urbs is the console version of The Sims that's really starting to branch off pretty significantly from the PC version. We're going for a much more kind of trendy, edgier crowd. The Urbs is more about different groups, social groups that you might be a member of. And you actually, in the game, you kind of work your way from group to group. And each group has different, you want to dress differently and get, behave differently in different groups to become accepted in that group. So it's almost like you're infiltrating these different cultures. And in one culture, you might need to, get tattoos or body piercings. Another one, you have to buy designer jeans. I think the Herbs is kind of about all the different diversity of urban cultures, and it feels like going to New York City and going to different neighborhoods and getting a sense of the way they live, and I think the Herbs is really about that diversity, that cultural diversity.
There's more to come from the E3 show floor, and there's more to life than Halo 2. We'll check out what else Microsoft is showing off this year.
Plus, we'll be joined by two new yet familiar faces who will tell us what they've seen and what they've liked. That's all coming up right here at E3 2004.
Contrary to popular belief, there is in fact more to life than the highly anticipated Halo 2. From Fable to Foyzal Motorsports, the company behind the Green Machine is set to make a run for the top in the intensifying console wars. We stopped by their booth to catch a glimpse of what's coming down the pike.
In Jade Empire, being a brand new world created by BioWare, the most important thing is that it features an action role-playing system. There's over 30 different fighting styles in the game, broken into 3 different schools. We've got martial arts fighting styles, you've got your magic school, and you've got your weapon styles. So over 30 in total, and as you develop your character and progress throughout the storyline, you can pick which fighting styles that you want to select for your character. We put a lot of love and devotion into this game. It features a very epic storyline, again in the tradition of games like Baldur's Gate, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Neverwinter Nights. It's a hybrid of both role-playing and action games. So it is a really extensive role-playing game that will appeal to all the hardcore BioWare role-playing fans out there.
Forza is Microsoft Game Studios' first foray into the simulation racing genre for the Xbox. We use what's called a drivatar technology. As you drive, you can train a drivatar, which is essentially you, in that as you oversteer, as you brake early, kind of the imperfections that you do as a driver, you will train this drivatar. And as you run this piece of AI, it's going to make the same mistakes that you do. But as you get better, you train it to be better, and it'll play a role in the single-player game as well as Xbox Live.
BC's been in development for a couple of years now, and it's a brutal prehistoric simulation based on the concept of survival. You take a tribe of primitive man, you lead them on a journey through a terrifying prehistoric environment to find passage to a hidden nirvana, an idyllic valley beyond a snowy mountaintop, which is free from the concept of predator and prey. BC's a terrifying, savage and a brutal game, as you expect from a prehistoric environment filled with huge creatures intent on, hell-bent on your destruction ostensibly. So there's a lot of fighting, but at the same time you have to take care of your tribe's people, nurture their development, make sure that you have the resources that will allow you to continue in the game. You have to keep your population up, and to do that you have to make sure that they're fed, they have enough water to drink, and they feel safe so they can breed and prosper and grow.
Fable is about being the hero you want to be. There are consequences for your behavior, but no one forces you to be good or bad. It's also about great combat, really, really fun, real-time combat, great spell effects, combinations, things that are just wonderful to do. But I think the core is be the hero you want to be. This is an amazing game. When you walk through it, you feel like you're all in one place. Even when we change regions and you're in a different kind of existence and the cultures are different, you know you're in Albion, you know you're in Fable. It's remarkable. The color, the kind of richness is I've never seen anything like it. That's one of the reasons it's so wonderful.
Objective. Use people skills. Retain customer. Education. Nurture. It says you have experience with Excel and Word, but what do you exactly mean by 38th level Beast Lord?
Your teeth are a living part of your body. And over time, the enamel begins to weaken from the inside. But now you can help rebuild your teeth. New Trident Extra Care, the only gum with Recaldin, a unique form of calcium that penetrates into and strengthens tooth enamel. Trident Extra Care. Choose strong.
I have a struck fractured settlement and I need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
I have an annuity, but I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. 877 cash now. They help thousands, they'll help you too. One lump sum of cash they will pay to you. Get long-term payments, but you need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. 877 cash now.
877 cash now.
877 cash now.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
We are a very close family. Me and my mom are like best friends. I have a degree in computer drafting.
When we went to ITT Tech and we saw the drafting program, I just thought this would be her place, and it was a great school because it was a lot of hands-on.
My mom was the one that helped me decide to go to ITT Tech.
One evening we were coming home, we happened to be driving by, and I just pulled in the parking lot and said, let's go see what they have to offer.
And I started the next day. The teachers, they were very nice, very friendly. Like if you needed to stay for a while and needed help with your work, they'd help you. My passion is coaching girls ice hockey. That was another big thing. I had time to do things that I enjoyed while going to school. But then at graduation, they gave us a rose to give to the person that influenced you the most. So I gave it to my mom. Really, if it wasn't for her pushing me to go, I probably would have still been at home.
I'm extremely proud of you. It's been a wonderful experience to watch you grow and become a real woman.
We are educators helping people build a foundation for the rest of their lives. ITT Technical Institute, education for the future. Call 1-800-372-4052.
How would you like to run a business of your own from the comfort of your own home? Be your own boss, set your own hours, and make great money. It's not as crazy as it sounds.
Last year, I made over $100,000 a year from my home.
I just made a down payment for our vacation home, working part-time.
We gave up our jobs.
People thought we were crazy.
And we took in over $250,000 in our first year.
Yeah, you have to be crazy to visit this website and find out how to start your home business. Crazy like a fox. There are thousands of opportunities for you, full or part-time. Live the lifestyle you've been dreaming of. The secret is in this success kit. To get yours, log on now.
Next year, my goal is $500,000.
I made $5,000 yesterday.
We've made enough to spend winter in Hawaii.
Crazy? I don't think so. Log on now to get your success kit.
Tonight on Attack of the Show, we're streaming movies directly to our TV with the Roku Netflix player on Gadgetron. And we've got naked fat guys and redneck kneeboarding on break moments in De-Evolution. It's Attack of the Show tonight at 7 and 10 p.m. Eastern.
You're plugged into G4 Rewind.
Hey guys, welcome along.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Good. Now you've had a day and a half to check things out. What are you most excited about?
Well, the big announcements this year have been the hardware announcements. There have been a lot of handhelds coming out, and the Nintendo DS, it looks pretty impressive right now. Where the PSP went for one big screen, the DS went for two small screens, and of course one of them's a touch screen, which is pretty interesting.
I mean, I had a chance to play Metroid with it, and it's, you know, at first it's really awkward because you're turning and you're shooting with the stylus. Yeah. Within a second, suddenly it becomes really, really engaging. It's really exciting, but probably the best is the Wi-Fi network attached to it. And if they have a game like Animal Crossing, which kind of is a kid's game, but you can play it with your friends and be really hateful and awful, with the Wi-Fi, the potentials to abuse other people I know are just limitless.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Nintendo, we saw an update to the Legend of Zelda series.
Yes. Now, Link this time's a little bit grittier. He's older. People have been asking a long time for an older Link, and I think they finally kind of wised up to that. I love that he can ride on horses. I'm pretty excited about that. Horse combat, it's awesome.
Yeah, horses are pretty. Anyway, what I really like about, I mean, what caught me is that I actually really liked the older Legend of Zelda with the cartoon look. I loved it. Seeing this, I was like, oh no, they really aren't going to keep that look. But then you see a lot of the flavor from The Last Zelda. I just blanked on the name of that. But it has a lot of character design, and Wind Waker, thank you. It has a lot of the character design that you see from that, but with this darker and obviously with this amazing polycount in it.
I'm excited about it.
Good. Now, to change the subject, EA is bringing out its N64 classic GoldenEye to its current console. So what are your thoughts about that?
Well, this is very exciting because you're not playing Bond here. You're playing as one of the bad guys, which is very exciting. You get to play, it's called Rogue, you get to play a rogue agent who's joined the bad side. And it's also got a lot of multiplayer, so fans of the first Bond, I think, are going to be very excited about it.
It's fun to be evil, huh?
Yeah, it is fun to be evil.
Now, what's interesting about GoldenEye is the fact that they're calling it GoldenEye. I mean, it was so successful on the N64, and when you look at the game, outside of the multiplayer, you're not seeing, it's very different than the rest of it. Obviously, it looks different because it looks so much better, but it's not all about sort of the missions and getting the points. It's really about this really neat story with Dr. No and Goldfinger.
Guys, thank you so much for coming along. Greatly appreciate it. Coming up after the break, Activision turns 25 this year, and they're still going strong. We'll show you what they've got this year.
Plus, we've got an appointment to see a man with a crowbar. We'll see what Gordon Freeman and his publisher are up to. That's all coming up right here from E3 2004. Whether you know them for Kaboom or Tony Hawk, Activision is always a leader in innovative games. And this year, they're proving it that they've still got it, even after 25 years in the biz. We stopped by their booth to get a closer look.
Vampire is a RPG. It's using the Valve Source technology. More commonly, it's also going to use on Half-Life 2. Vampire Bloodlines is basically a prequel to the Gehenna book set in White Wolf's game studio's World of Darkness. It takes place in modern-day LA, where you're a neonate vampire who's recently been embraced. You've got a series of clans that you can choose from, and you're basically a new one, and you've basically been thrown out into the mix. And your basic job is to try and survive the dangerous streets of the World of Darkness in Los Angeles.
United Offensive has very much the core Call of Duty game experience, which is a very cinematically, intense, realistic, gritty World War II experience. Each campaign has a storyline. You'll see some familiar faces from Call of Duty. Some of the same characters have come back, as well as some new ones. The setting for each campaign is a little different. With the U.S. campaign, the setting is very much around the Battle of the Bulge.
X-Men Legends is coming out this fall on the PS2, the Xbox, and the Gamecube. It's a live-action role-playing game with 4 characters on screen that one player controls at all times. The gameplay experience in this game is really about using 4 characters to overcome obstacles and villains by using their powers dynamically together.
Rome Total War is a game in which you get to play one of the great families of Rome and build the Roman Empire. There's a lot of politics and intrigue. The Roman Empire was famous for it. You're playing one of 3 great families, and you're sort of vying with each other to get as much of the empire as possible.
The Movies is a game where you get to run your own Hollywood movie studio. So you start off the game in like the 1900s, and you run through a time period through to present day, a little way beyond. You can kind of boil it down into 3 main elements. One is designing your movie studio, creating and looking after the movie stars, and making the movies themselves. But you don't really have to go into too much depth into any of those that you don't need to.
When it comes to highly anticipated games, it's hard to top Half-Life 2 and StarCraft Ghost. And they're both being published by one company, Vivendi Universal. We went to their booth to see how Gordon Freeman's next adventure is shaping up.
Last year, we spent a lot of time showing some of the features of the Source engine, the engine that we built to power Half-Life 2. So we took some time to show off the rendering, the physics simulation, and the facial technology. This year, we're just really showing gameplay. We're targeting the summer for completion, so what we did was just went through and take a look at a couple really visceral action moments and just sort of running people through those. Also revealing a little bit more about Dr. Breen, who's sort of, involved in the standoff there and how he sort of fits into the situation in and around City 17. And then finally, we're, revealing Counter-Strike Source, which is the world's #1 online action game on this new engine, Source. Counter-Strike, as everybody knows, has evolved since '99 when it first came on, and we're constantly updating it and adding new features. After the Source engine came online, sort of natural internally that we wanted to bring the great gameplay that we've developed over the years over to that engine and take advantage of things like physics and see what those brought to the game. And obviously also going through and taking advantage of the rendering power and updating the characters and the atmospheres and whatnot. And so far people have given us positive feedback that we're on the right track there.
Today we're showing the Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay, and the game's done. It'll be on shelves in 2 weeks, June 1st. So we're showing the complete game. People can come by and check out every key feature, any level they want to see, play the game, spend as much time with it as they want. The Chronicles of Riddick is a prequel to both Pitch Black and the film that'll be out mid-June.
You're playing the part of Nova. She's investigating a destruction of a Terran refinery on a planet called Marsara. Your officer, or your boss, excuse me, Colonel Haller, has sent you to find out why all the Zerg, an insect race, have destroyed this place. You're going to do a lot of head-to-head fighting against these nasty creatures. And then as you proceed through the game, you're going to find that you're going to use these abilities, which are called psi powers, to get you into and infiltrate into various other places. A little less action, a lot more stealth.
We're not quite finished on the show floor yet. After the break, Sega may not be in the hardware biz anymore, but their software side of things is going strong. We'll show you what they've got.
Plus, whether you like kicking the crap out of your enemies or having the crap scared out of you, Konami can fill your needs. That's all coming up right here at E3 2004.
You're plugged into G4 Rewind. Up next, X-Play.
Unleash your inner rock star, the Aerosmith way. Guitar Hero Aerosmith, rated T.
A J.G. Wentworth success story. Felicia and the Annuity.
A few years ago, I inherited an annuity from my grandfather. I started receiving monthly payments from his insurance company. Then everything seemed to happen at once.
Felicia's employer moved to another state, and she was left unemployed.
Your money starts to go pretty fast when there's no cash coming in.
J.G. Wentworth knows that a big change in life circumstances can change how you look at your annuity.
I heard about J.G. Wentworth through TV ads.
If you have an annuity that is no longer serving your needs and you need cash now, call J.G. Wentworth. You'll get a free appraisal and have all your questions answered. Don't wait. The sooner you call, the faster you'll have your money. Call now.
J.G. Wentworth helped me, and they made it really easy.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call 866-433-9717. 866-433-9717.
My name is Wilfredo Ciliazar. I'm a graduate from ITT Tech.
My name is Manuel Salazar. I also went to ITT Tech.
We were the first two to actually have a degree out of our entire family.
I never thought my younger brother would have made it this far.
It's one of the biggest accomplishments of my life to graduate from school.
Everything that he puts himself to do, he achieves it. After I saw that he was doing great in his job, making good money.
I saw the need that he needed in education.
I was going through some tough times.
I saw the type of work he was doing. He wasn't happy. Moved him into my house, and within a few weeks, he was already started in his path to his new career. He started with nothing, and now he has everything.
I'm proud of you. You know, we'll both take care of my dad. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We are educators helping people build a foundation for the rest of their lives. ITT Technical Institute, education for the future. Call 1-800-372-4052.
What if I told you there's a quick and easy way to get today's most popular stuff for free? All you need is internet access. Answer a few questions, then tell us where to send your free gift. It's fast, it's easy, and it's real. Thousands of people have already claimed their free gift.
I thought it was too good to be true. Then I got my free Xbox.
I got a free Xbox for my son.
An offer like this doesn't come around every day. Check out the website now and get your free gift.
Do you want to own a brand new HP, Dell, or other name brand computer and improve your credit at the same time? If so, Tronics Country says you're approved, guaranteed.
I wanted a new computer, but I couldn't get financed. Then I called Tronics Country. They approved me, delivered my new computer, and are reporting on my credit.
If you have an active checking account and can afford low, flexible payments, you're already approved, guaranteed, for this special offer. There's no credit check, so you won't be turned down.
Tronics Country approved me quickly.
I got instant approval, and it was easy.
Their flexible payment plans made it easy on my budget. And my kids are getting ahead in school.
I started my own business, and now I'm my own boss.
Call now, and with your paid order, we'll add a free color printer, free MP3 music player, and free LCD TV. You heard right. Free printer, free MP3 player, and free LCD TV. Call now and tell us where you want your brand new computer and free gifts shipped today.
I'm glad I called.
Carl Conrad, the coolest geek in the world, will be watching G4's coverage of Comic-Con Await live. Shouldn't you? July 24th and 25th.
Hi, this is Netsonic, and you're watching G4 Rewind. What games were you playing 5 years ago?
I was just getting into Vice City.
I played a lot of Bond, and I played a lot of Tomb Raider. And that pretty much covers it.
I was really into the Call of Duty series altogether.
I played Perfect Dark so much. Me and my friend had a rivalry going on. We were back and forth, you know.
While Sega may have a hard time keeping a console alive and well, the company is proving itself as a force on the software side of things. With titles on the way for all three major consoles, the Game Boy Advance and the PC, Sega has all their bases covered.
Astro Boy is the Mickey Mouse of Japan, hugely popular in Japan. We're trying to bring the character in the franchise to the United States. Astro, as a character, as a boy, he started as a boy, was hit by a car. His father tries to recreate him and bring him back as a robot. So he's a robot with a human heart. The hub of this game, which is Metro City, is extremely open. It's an open environment, and it's a lot of fun to just fly around. It's undoubtedly the most intuitive flight mechanic that we've seen. We're looking to release Astro Boy in the fall on PS2, concurrently with the Game Boy Advance.
This is a massively multiplayer online game, so really you are the story. So when you talk about it, you know, what's the future of this game going to be? It's, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to work with the machines? Do you want to work with the exiles? Do you want to work with the humans, you know, and help free Zion? I mean, it's really up to you. You can be male, female, whatever, your own different hairstyles. You can have various different abilities that you can load up into your character. Essentially, you know, you have to think of your brain as, you know, a huge chunk of memory. And of course, basically the game starts, you know, you're somebody who's in one of the body pods and you've just been released as a red pill within the system. So what you're doing is you're essentially coming into your own. You wake up and you say, what kind of abilities do I want to use? Do I want to be a hacker? Do I want to be a soldier? Do I want to use spy abilities? You know, it's really open-ended.
It pertains to a man who, as a newborn child, 48 of his body parts were stolen by demons. And the game is basically talking about his quest to retrieve those 48 body parts. It's hack and slash, fast and frantic. The main character has 2 swords for hands. He also uses a two-handed sword as well. He also has some pretty cool weapons, such as a bazooka in his knee and machine gun in his hand.
Konami is known for its Metal Gear Solid series, but it isn't a one-trick pony, and we were on the show floor to see what else they've got in store.
Silent Hill 4: The Room is an all-new installment of Silent Hill. This is our scariest game ever. The whole concept of the game is that the main character, Henry, he gets stuck in his apartment and he doesn't know why. And he's trying to figure out how to get out of his apartment. And then all of a sudden he finds that this is a big portal that opens up in his room. And he's like, what the heck's going on? So he goes through the portal and he gets transported to this alternate world.
Nano Breaker is actually the follow-up to Koji Igarashi's Castlevania. It's from the same producer. You'll see a lot of the gameplay is very inspired by the kind of Castlevania style, but there's a major difference. You don't have Dracula. This is set in the future, and you've got a sword, not a whip. Nanotechnology has become prevalent in society to the point that it's a potential risk for the future of existence.
Contra's been around for 17 years. It's one of our oldest and most beloved franchises. There's all kinds of weapons that you can use, weapon sets. Unlike the newer games that you see, this is old school gaming, very difficult, one-hit kills.
Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater has a lot of new stuff, especially if you're a Metal Gear fan. There's a new setting, which is the jungle. There's a new era, which is the 1960s, Cold War. And there's new gameplay, such as using camouflage patterns and hunting and surviving. In MGS1 and MGS2, it's more of a modern-day setting, so Snake has a lot of high-tech weaponry at his disposal. For example, he can launch a Nikita missile from his hands. Well, in the 1960s, you can't really do that. You've got guns and ammo.
Sock'em robots in One Must Fall.
Tell me, baby.
Because it was inevitable.